What's going on, everybody? My name is Monetary, coach of the Tampa Bay Luxrays, and today I'm bringing you guys our Week 1 match of TBU versus Scizorsome, coach of the Orsomerset Scizors, who also has a Mega Scizor, so you're seeing kind of a theme there with the metal bug dude. But anyway, like I said in my team builder, go check out his channel. He's a very funny guy. He'll be uploading TBU matches as well. Of course, as will the rest of the league, because that's, what we do. But anyway, I'm going to be, of course, leading with my Scalipede. It is a lead hazard set with dual stab, spikes, and T-spikes. We have our Life Orb Kyurem, we have our Mega Blastoise, we have our physically defensive Rocky Helmet Cresselia, we have our Stealth Rocking Golurberry Golurk, and we have our Scarfed Magneton. And on Scizzor's side, as you can see, he has the Jolteon, Goodra, Scrafty, Azumarill, Mega Scizor, and Mammoslime. I'm kind of thinking that might be a lead rock Mammoslime just because I don't see any other rocker on his team. So it could definitely just be offensive with rocks or not have rocks at all, and he decided to not have rocks for the entire game, which would be kind of weird, but I could definitely see it. I'm kind of thinking that's going to be an SD Mega Scizor. I'm not sure what type of Azumarill possibly banded, but again, I'm not entirely sure. It could be Belly Drum, could be Assault Vest. And then I'm kind of thinking like an Assault Vest Goodra, maybe standard Life Orb or Specs Jolteon, but you guys will see in 1 second because I'm going to be getting into the match right now. If you guys haven't checked out the team builder, please do so if you would like to. It is the video that should have gone up the day before this. You'll definitely be able to find it. But anyway, I'm going to be leading with my Scalipede. Like I said, this is part of my plan. Just get up hazards. He doesn't have great hazard removal on his team. His only real hazard remover is his Defog Mega Scizor. So I'm going to go right for the T-Spikes. Should be able to wear everything down. Things like the Goodra are going to be annoying, so I just want to get those up. If Mammoslime comes back in after the toxic damage, it'll break its sash if he has it, which, because he led with it and he did reveal the Stealth Rock, I'm thinking he has it. So here, I'm going to outspeed him on this turn, of course, and I'm going to just set up my first layer of regular spikes as he is going to go for the EQ. And with my HP investment, I figure out I should be able to live an Ice Shard from this range unless he gets like an absolute max roll. So I'm like, alright, you're supposed to be my lead anyway, let's see if you can live. You do. So now I'm going to be able to fire off a Mega Horn, except I miss, and instead of hitting the Mammoslime, that Mega Horn is going straight up into my asshole. So this is a wonderful start for me. Because I really didn't need to break this thing's sash and, get a lot of damage off it on it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I saved my Scalipede's Death Fodder, and I just go out into my physically defensive Cresselia. I know he's clicking Ice Shard again. No way he's not. So, Cresselia's going to come in, take that like a champion, and he is going to switch out. I was kind of hoping that he would send in his Scrafty here. Obviously trying to threaten me immediately with a knockoff, but he makes the better play, goes out into his Goodra, which will be able to easily chew this Moonblast. Even without an Assault Vest, this thing's SPDF is ridiculous, and Cresselia is not very strong. So we're going to go for the Moonblast. It does pitiful damage, but it is damage definitely against an annoyance to my team, being the Goodra. It's easily in range of pretty much whatever now. Not whatever, but a lot. But he's going to pull out the Rain Dance, and that's like, oh, this is unfortunate, because A, Cresselia might be 1v1 because Moonlight's recovery is weakened in the range. It's only going to do 25%. Not that I need it now. Like, it's still going to bring me 2 full health here. But also his poison's going to disappear because of hydration, which is a little bit unfortunate. Because this thing would have been nice to wear down. So I'm thinking this is like a Rain Dance rest set. I'm going to now sack off my Scalipede to whatever he wants to do. I actually don't have the best switch-ins to this thing in the world. If it has Thunder, my Blastoise is not a good switch-in. I just don't have great switch-ins to this thing at the moment. So he's going to go for the Infestation, actually, which is definitely really interesting. And now I'm going to head out into my Kyurem Black that threatens his entire team. Nothing really wants to take a Dragon Claw except for the Scizor, which is not Mega Evolved, so it does not have its additional bulk. So I will just be able to fire off a Life Orb Dragon Claw and do massive damage to something. He does send in his Scizor, pretty much his only play, the only thing that really wants to take this hit. So I'm going to go for the Dragon Claw, and even a resisted Dragon Claw is going to do about half to this Scizor. Granted, Kyurem is ridiculously strong, and he is un-Mega Evolved yet. He is not Mega Evolved yet, so, there's that. But here's where I'm the biggest idiot of all time, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna definitely go for a Bullet Punch. No way he's gonna see this play coming. Not at all. Not even a little bit. So I'm gonna go out into my Magneton, and this is a terrible play for multiple reasons. For one, he's gonna go for Superpower and knock me out. Second of all, even if he did go for the Bullet Punch there, because the rain is up, Hidden Power Fire was not going to kill it anyway. So this is just a poor play overall. It's like, again, the superpower is just so obvious. Like, why would you ever go for Bullet Punch when you know your opponent can trap you? But Anyway, that's out of the way. I'm going to go out into my Mega Blastoise, and he makes a very risky play. Stays in with his Mega Scizor, even though Mega Scizor does have decent bulk. I am a Mega Blastoise, I am in the rain. A Scald would have really hurt this thing, but he is going to roost up in my face, and does outspeed me, meaning he does have some speed investments, since I did have enough EVs on this thing to outspeed uninvested Scizor, but I'm just going to go for the Rapid Spin. Get rid of these hazards, which is going to be nice for me. He has spikes and toxic spikes on his side of the field, I have nothing. But here, he is going to go for the U-turn, which is totally fine. I'm starting to think this thing doesn't have SD, because, well, I mean, SD 3 attacks is totally viable, but I feel like, well, no, he has a Roost. What? Yeah, no, he doesn't have SD at this point. Anyway, he's going to send in his Azumarill, and as you're going to see, this Scald in the rain just, ow. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is an easy 2 KO. He is going to be, Citrus Berry, as you guys will see, or no, he's going to be Leftovers, sorry. He's going to be Leftovers, but even with Leftovers, that should easily knock him out, the Scald, I mean, unless I get really low rolled. And as you can see here, I do go for the Scald, and we do get low rolled. We get, like, the lowest of low rolls. And now my Mega Blastoise is going to take 8 million from this play rough, and now it's not good, because I'm in range of Scizor's attack, and this is one of the things I needed for Scizor. So, things are not going well for me. A, I'm playing like an absolute idiot, and then B, the game doesn't like me today, so that's unfortunate, but Sciz is definitely playing well up until this point. He's doing what he has to do to win. And now he is going to send out his Scizor, which I'm okay with, because he is going to be taking the spikes damage. If for whatever reason he goes for Bullet Punch thinking he can kill me, I will be able to live and knock him out with Scald, or at least get heavy damage on him, possibly burn him. But no, he's going to, again, outspeed me, go for the U-turn, and easily knock out my Mega Blastoise, which definitely is really unfortunate, because I do not have a lot for that Scizor. And in comes the Mammoth, the thing that should be dead, because I would have taken a Mega Horn, and then would have died, but, well, not died, but it would have gotten heavily weakened, and then I can send in anything to revenge kill it, but unfortunately, all he's going to do is take the spikes damage, take the ET spikes damage, and now I'm like, alright, can't go Cresselia, that gains him too much momentum. So let me go Kyurem, I can possibly knock him out, go for the Dragon Claw, no, lives on a tiny sliver of health again, but he sets himself Rocks, and that's not great, because Rocks are annoying on my side of the field, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I can definitely, I'd rather have Rocks on my side of the field than a dead Kyurem at this point, so, yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with this. But anyway, his Mammoth's gonna go down, and he sends in his Jolteon. I'm like, okay. This is the part where I'm like, okay. He's gonna be Specs with HP Fighting, because there's no other reason for him to send this in. I live any hit besides Specs HP Fighting, and then I can just knock him out with the Dragon Claw. So that's absolutely what he has to be. He would have gone out into Scizor, and just click Bullet Punch does. I don't have a good. No, it's just gonna yawn me. It's just gonna yawn me, and that's what's gonna happen, unfortunately. And then I'm like, all right, well I can't let this go to sleep because this is one of my win conditions at this point. So I am going to switch this out. He's gonna send in his Goodra more than likely as a sack. Yawn was definitely very clever on his part. I like that. Not entirely sure what exactly it was for, but I like it anyway, and that's all that matters really. So he's going to send in his Goodra, like I said. I really wish I had nicknames so I could say, like, hey, I'm sending in this, but no, they're all named fucking Stan at this point. But anyway, I send in Cresselia. I can just click Psyshock at this point twice. He's going to outspeed me, meaning he's a kind of speedy Goodra, because I did have a little bit of speed on this Cresselia. Definitely good prep on his part, but I'm going to go for the Psyshock. And this, in combination with the poison damage, will easily be able to knock out this Goodra, which is very nice. This Goodra was a bit of an annoyance to my team, and even though I was able to land the Toxic on my Cresselia, not a huge deal. I mainly need this 4-chip damage on things later on anyway, but at least the Goodra's gone. Still not in a good spot, but we're slowly getting rid of his mobs. He is going to send out his Mega Scizor, which was definitely, I mean, kind of risky on his part, because I could have had the HP Fire, but if his Goodra outsped, he probably had enough speed on this to outspeed me anyway, and could have hit me with the U-turn. But at this point, my only play is stacking Kyurem Black. I have no other option other than to potentially somehow win with my Golurk. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. He's going to go for the U-turn. He will be able to knock out my Kyurem Black with said U-turn, and now he is just going to send out, I believe, his Jolteon at this point. Yeah, he's going to send out his Jolteon. And I cannot allow my Golurk to take something like a Shadow Ball. So I'm like, alright, let's go out into my Cresselia. I'm bulky as hell, I can take Shadow Balls for days. even with the rocks up and the poison, I'd still be able to take one and then knock out this Jolteon. As you see here, I outspeed him and go for Shadow Ball, thinking that he'd go out into, like, Scizor. No, he's just Roar. Just gonna Roar me out. And I'm like, okay. I'm sending to my Golurk. He has Roar, he has Yawn. This is definitely a more supportive set. Maybe max speed, HP, so that he can switch into something like my Magneton, some other attack. No, he's gonna go for the Hidden Power Ice. I'm like, alright, you know, if he's defensive, I should... Nope. I know defensive Jolteon's weird, but I was thinking maybe more of like a supportive Jolteon. But no, he is an offensive 2 attacks, Yawn, Roar, Jolteon, and that's essentially the game. Because I lose now. Unless I outspeed the Scizor and can knock it out with Fire Punch before he kills me, if he for some reason doesn't have Bullet Punch, which I'm sure he's going to have, then I can win. But here, I don't even take that opportunity because I'm like, okay, he's going to go for Bullet Punch. Let's get some chip damage off on this with Cresselia. Maybe this will work. But no, he goes for U-turn instead. I believe I did have a lot of speed in my Golurk, but I'm pretty sure this Scizor outsped my Golurk anyway, because he was able to outspeed my Cresselia, he was able to outspeed my Mega Blastoise that had investment, so I wouldn't be surprised if that would have killed him. But if I stayed in there, if I stayed in with my Golurk, I could have just clicked Fire Punch, and then I could have clicked Dynamic Punch on the next turn, would have been able to take the U-turn. Possibly, actually. I'm not sure if I would have been able to take the U-turn. I lose this game regardless now, which is kind of depressing, but he is going to go, I'm going to go for the Moonblast with my Cresselia. I'm not going to knock out the Scrafty because it is very bulky, and like I said, Cresselia is kind of weak, but he just goes for the Bulk Up, which means, okay, I can turn this into a 1-0. I can maybe win if he doesn't have Bullet Punch on his Scizor, and I outspeed it, even though that's kind of silly, because that's what you'd run on a Scizor. Bullet Punch, the thing that, you know, the thing that Scizor does best is Bullet Punch. But anyway, I'm going to send out my Golurk now. I'm like, alright, Golurk, get a kill. Be skillful. And he hits the Scrafty with a Dynamic Punch, and it's going to die, which is great. Because, you know, lowering differential at least. But now, all he has to do is send out his Scizor, and if, like I said, if for whatever reason he doesn't have Bullet Punch, and if for whatever reason I outspeed him, then I can kill him with a Fire Punch, but no, he's going to have the Bullet Punch, and he is definitely going to knock me out. Which is a bit unfortunate, but that is going to be the game. The Luxrays lose the first game of the TBU 1-0. Definitely well played on Scizor's part. I really liked the Roar, Yawn, Jolteon just had me so confused. The miss in the beginning was unfortunate. I don't think I would have won if I got it necessarily. It definitely would have helped, because I would have been able to keep my Kieran Black around a little bit longer. Rocks wouldn't have been up on my side of the field, so Kieran was a little bit less pressured. But definitely very well played on his part. A little bit of a backstory on this game, and I'm not trying to make excuses when I say this. I had to leave from the start of the match to the part where I left, or the part where I left. Yeah, I get English. From the start, I had about 20 to 30 minutes to play this game, and that's not Scizor's fault at all whatsoever. He was even like, "Hey, dude, if you're busy today, we can definitely do sometime tomorrow where you have more time." And I was like, nah, let's do it right now. This will be a great idea. And then, you know, I rushed every single play. I played this game absolutely horribly. Like, the sacking off the Magneton was terrible. The end game, everything was bad. Everything was bad. The miss didn't help, obviously, but I just played this game poorly, and I deserved to lose. As soon as, like I said in my team builder, Mega Scizor is an issue, so I need to prioritize trapping it with Magneton, not being too risky with my Magneton. But I was like, YOLO, and that's never a good way to look at things, because then you die. So anyway, like I said, good game, Ciz. Check him out in the description below. Check out the TBU channel, or Lay TBU channel, however you want to say it, because the name is... Why do you put the in the... Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will try and do better next week. I will definitely do better next week. I'm not going to have a repeat of this. I'm not going to rush my battles ever again, and we will hopefully come out on top next week. Next week we are going up against Skyrender, actually, of the Godberg Garchomp. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then.